Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Adventures of one obsessed nutrition coach on a mission to create a world where food makes you better. Today is Saturday, but we are doing this podcast because on Friday I wasn't able to finish the book that I really wanted to share with you. And so I finished it yesterday, and today I'm sharing with you what I learned, the most fascinating things that I learned from this book, and also practical tools that you can use to improve your life, to improve your health, your well-being, and your fitness. So the book I'm talking about is The Joy of Movement. And it's written by someone who's been a fan of movement, teaching aerobics classes all her life, but then she switched to doing science, and she is a PhD, a doctor. And she studied neuroscience related to movements and how it changes our brain, biochemistry in our whole body, and how movement basically changes who we are. And not so much changes as makes us humans who we are. So the book, The Joy of Movement, there are different kinds of movement that are described in the book. The simple movement of walking, movement to the rhythm of music, to different rhythms of music, different kinds of music, to the movement of walking in nature, the movement of endurance training, the movement of races like Tough Mudder. Different movements help us to create, to not so much create, but to inspire, to multiply, to empower different aspects of our humanity. I'm going to read you a passage from the book to give you a little bit better idea of what I'm talking about. So, the psychological effects of physical activity are often compared to mind-altering substances. The runner's high mimics a mild cannabis buzz. Synchronized dancing produces a glow not unlike ecstasy. Moving to music provides an adrenaline rush similar to stimulants. I've heard a good yoga stretch described as turning one's blood into wine. These comparisons, while imperfect, provide a useful framework for understanding both the appeal and benefits of different kinds of movement. Another passage that I'd like to read to you. Well, first of all, exercise, guys, it's a natural antidepressant. And it's been proven by studies that exercise actually helps you to elevate your mood, to look more optimistic at the world around you. Exercise changes the way we think about ourselves. Exercise helps us to understand when we exercise, when we overcome pain, when we endure, when we push beyond that point where we think we cannot do anything anymore, like we can't run, we can't lift, we just start, but we still do it. And that changes our personality. It helps us to see those traits in our personality where we can actually do more than we think we can, that we can actually even help others while being exhausted ourselves. Races like Tough Mudder, if you don't know what Tough Mudder is, look it up. It's a fun thing to look up what people create to have fun, quote unquote, in a physical fitness sense. Anyhow, a lot of obstacles in Tough Mudder race, for example, are designed that way so people can't do them unless they help each other. But exercise, like for example, a lot of endurance athletes, they say that the most joy of the race, of doing a marathon, 50K, 100K, the most joy they get not from finishing the race, but actually from connecting with all the fellow human beings who endure the same thing. They get a lot of joy from being helped by their team, from helping others to overcome their weakness and keep going. Exercise helps us to connect to our humanity. Also, walking in nature helps us to get out of our own self and to see a bigger picture, to see a bigger perspective. In a lot of institutions where they treat depression, anxieties, and different mental disorders, they use these days walking in nature, or just spending time in nature, with nature, in sunlight. They use that to help people to overcome depression and anxieties, and that actually it helps. It helps just as well, and not maybe as predictably for every individual person, but it helps in every single case. People feel better, depression gets better, anxieties disappear. For some people, disappear completely. For some people, the symptoms reduce a lot. They even use it with Navy SEALs and people in military who have post-traumatic, I forgot what it was, but when they feel really depressed and lose the purpose, the meaning of life after seeing so much suffering and killing. And walking in nature, forest bathing, nature therapy, it also helps them to deal with that, just like some conscious altering drugs might help. But besides all of that, guys, by the way, guys, if you ever feel a little bit out of usual self, maybe for some reason you are feeling depressed on a continuous basis for a while now. Maybe you have a lot of anxieties. Maybe you constantly stressed or worried about your future or past or whatever that might be. To get out of your head, exercise, and especially go and exercise outside. That's the practical takeaway from book. Don't try to feel better to move. No, move first to feel better. If there is anything you can learn from this book, then this idea that movement changes how you feel, how you think, physically, mentally, emotionally. So move yourself into a new way of thinking. Don't wait to think yourself, into a new way of being or feeling. Move, and that will change your biochemistry and your emotions and your thoughts even. And different kinds of exercise, especially exercise done with music, produce different effects. Like, for example, it has also been proven that actually, for example, when an athlete competes and they use their favorite song to keep them going, they hear their favorite song, they can endure more, they can go further, they can go faster. Their whole body works better when they hear music that keeps them going, that makes them going, and makes them endure, like performance increases. So music is considered to be a legal performance enhancing drug. So if you want to push yourself through workout, make sure that you have music, your favorite music, and different situations, different workouts, different people require different music for maximum effect. It's not just some music that makes every one of us feel better. It's the music that you specifically like. But there are some, for example, favorite ones, like the one by Eminem to I Collapse. It helps a lot of people to get through the toughest workout and increase their performance. But by the way, guys, you can use music to also make yourself feel happier. Like, create your own playlist. For example, the song Happy by Pharrell Williams, and a lot of similar tunes and music actually is proven to elevate your mood. So create your own mood playlist. For every mood, have your own playlist. If you're feeling down, put on some happy music and you're gonna feel much better, and move to that music that is specifically beneficial. So move with that beat, feel it, hear it, and your mood and your outlook onto the world gonna change. So that is another practical takeaway. If you're feeling depressed or you're feeling anxiety, go and walk in nature, exercise, go for a fast walk, or go maybe for a light jog, or whatever that might be. It will make you feel better. Or move to your favorite music. If you need to get through a tough workout, make sure that you are listening to music like Till I Collapse by Eminem, or Eye of the Tiger from the Rocky movie. All of this helps you, is scientifically proven. And again, the book The Joy of Movement is written by a PhD who's also a huge fan of aerobics classes, and she teaches them on a regular basis. But then she also studies movement and neuroscience around movement and how it helps us to address different psychological and physiological problems that we might be experiencing as human beings. By the way, guys, if you are not an exerciser or you find it difficult to maintain a regular exercise practice, according to science, to make exercise addictive, or basically what it means is, for example, I myself personally, I've been exercising since the age of, I think my regular exercise started very early because my father used to work as a physical training teacher, and he would do exercise with me since I can remember. But exercise, it was a part of my life from very early on, and I cannot imagine my life without regular exercise. And so now if one day I don't exercise, I really feel like I'm something missing, like I haven't eaten or haven't drank any water. And I also start feeling a little bit anxious, a little bit what I like to call antsy, like I'm just, a little bit less pleasant person. Not a big, shift, but even one day I feel that, like I feel discomfort from not getting my high from exercise. But in order for your brain to start getting that high from exercise, scientists figured out that for an average person, it takes approximately 6 weeks of 4 days per week exercise with 20 minutes. And those 20 minutes gotta be something probably a little bit more engaging or a little bit more sweaty than just a walk. So maybe a faster walk if you're really out of fitness of your shape. For some, it's gonna be it's going to be a jog. For somebody, it can be a dance class, but the one where you continuously move for 20 minutes, right? Not just stand and look at others moving. So 20 minutes of continuous exercise at light to moderate intensity. You don't have to get like super intense with that. Even fast walk might help. So 4 sessions for 6 weeks, 20 minutes and more. If you want to do more, of course, do more. And then, according to studies, you will start feeling not so good when you miss your exercise practice. You're gonna become addicted to exercise, and that is actually a thing. So when you exercise, our body actually produces those chemicals that are called endocannabinoids that and also there is a whole bunch of different neurotransmitters and neurochemicals like dopamine, serotonin, a lot of other chemicals that I don't remember all of the names of. But at the end of the day, what it does, it makes you feel like you are missing something, like you are addicted to that thing we call exercise when you don't get it. But that happens again. For 6 weeks, you need to be exercising for 4 days a week for no less than 20 minutes. And you can choose the activity of your liking. What else I'd like to share with you? So yeah, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling depressed, start walking more in nature. By the way, guys, walking by the side of the road and walking in nature are 2 completely different things. Walking in nature, especially if it's more like wild nature, that will produce the most anti-depressant effect. And if the situation is really tough, ideally you would do it on a regular basis. Ideally, I try to do it every single day. Or what also can help, if you have a plant in your house or a lot of plants in your house, that also helps you to feel less depressed, less anxious. So plant therapy is a thing. So get yourself a plant at least. But walking in nature, especially wild nature, it helps you. And the more, the better. They say that when they treat people with severe cases of depression and anxiety, they tell them to go for a 90-minute walk, so hour and a half. That's a lot of times not doable for a lot of people, but at least do something every day. Maybe if it's even if there is like a small park near where you are, go get there, especially first thing in the morning, to also expose yourself to natural light, to balance out your circadian rhythm, to make you sleep better, to make you sleep better, to make you sleep deeper. It works on so many levels, guys. But again, exercise, it changes who we are completely. It makes us better leaders. It helps us to see ourselves connected to others, to the world around us. It helps us to feel less depressed and less anxious, and actually be more present and be more optimistic. And it helps us to connect with other people, and again, to help others, to be leaders that we want to see in the world. It helps us to endure more, to get through challenges, and to believe in ourselves more. So exercise does all of that. So start moving. What can I tell you? And pick up the book, The Joy of Movement, if what you heard today sounds interesting and you'd like to read more about it, because there are so many stories of people whose life were transformed on so many levels because of different kinds of movement. You know, for some people it was running their 5K or 10K or half a marathon. For some people it was dance class or aerobics class. For some people it was some race like Tough Mudder. For some people it was something like a triathlon or a CrossFit, or or weekly, daily walks in nature. That also is an amazing therapy for our busy, anxious, overstuffed, overwhelmed mind. So go nature, go walk in nature, go exercise. To make it addictive, exercise at least 4 times a week for 6 weeks, for 20 minutes each time. Go walk in nature. And what else? And that's about it, guys. Again, exercise is an essential part of being a human being, and do that. And that's the main takeaway. It's weekend, it's Saturday, it's Sunday, you have a full weekend ahead of you, so go exercise. By the way, guys, to women out there, happy Women's International Day. That is on Sunday, so do something nice for you, enjoy your day a little bit more, and appreciate your female side a little bit more. And guys, thank you for listening. Share this episode with someone who needs a little bit more inspiration to start moving. Share this episode with that person. Listen to it together and go on. Maybe even go get out in nature and go for a walk together. And that's even better. And feel better, look better. And as usual, till next time, eat better daily.